Welcome to the 121st edition of Spooky Reviews from Spooky Ventures. This time I'm looking at a new Blu-Ray of Horrors of the Black Museum that includes the Hypnovista option for viewing the movie. This is a British film from 1959. The most memorable person in the cast is Michael Gough, who many know for playing Alfred Pennyworth in the Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney Batman films. Of course, he had quite a career beyond those movies. I mentioned the option for Hypnovista. Let's talk about that first. When this was released in the theaters, they decided that it needed some kind of gimmick. I guess they were trying to go all William Castle with it. So they created something they called Hypnovista. It's basically a 15-minute introduction focused on hypnotism delivered by a hypnotist. I found it to be really boring and silly. Still, it's interesting that they include it here to allow you to have the full theatrical experience. The actual movie is a little uneven. It was also a little predictable for me. That said, there are some pretty brutal kills in it. I can also see some valid comparisons to be made to the movie I featured in my very first Spooky Movie Time with Scary Gary, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Since that's generally considered the first full-length horror film, it's a highly appropriate inspiration. There are also comparisons to be made to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but that actually gets referenced in the movie. I love how it opens with a shocking murder scene. After that stunning opening, it gets pretty slow for a while. In fact, it's even a little dull at times in the first act. Another complaint I had was that some of the dialogue was hard to understand. It seemed to be a combination of the audio production and the accents. Beyond those things, though, this is an entertaining movie. This disc is packed full of bonus features. Probably the ones of most interest are several telephone interviews. Again, you don't buy a movie for the bonus features, but you can certainly spend a lot of time checking those out on this release. All in all, this is an imperfect but intriguing movie. It has some scenes that are still somewhat shocking even today. It's also got plenty of solid acting performances. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.